entertaining. Unlike our good friend Sleepy Sam Amick.
Sam's entertaining.
From Boston. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. Is that my new nickname officially?
100%. Sleepy Sam. Yeah. A cushy poker player build, Sam. I'm not going to feel guilty. Dude.
I earned it. It's all right.
Hey, by the way, it's the Athletic, Sam Amick. Go to theathletic.com. I sing the praises of the Athletic all the time. Sam, can I use you for athletic technical support? I hate doing this on the air, but I just wanted to. You have better connections than I do.
Yeah, I can. If it's, I can't teach you how to read if you haven't figured that part out yet.
So the Athletic has been very good lately at finding, and I'm sure this is with other people, you go down your Twitter feed, and they're hitting me with, like we talked the other week about, and that's how you know I'm a true blue Athletic fan. Here's 100 stories about Ichiro. Here's 100 stories about this guy. We talked to people that were with him. Here's some cool anecdotes. I love these, right? Another one they've been doing is, hey, let's revisit the 2017 NBA draft. The one yesterday was, let's revisit the 2021 draft. Like, let's redraft it. And so I'm like, I wonder where they'd have Donovan Mitchell. So I clicked the link twice, 2 different articles, same week, Sam. I clicked the link. Article doesn't exist. It's a bad link, Sam. I had to then go to this handy-dandy search bar, and I just put it in, and it popped right up. But I was wondering if you could talk to tech support and let them know I've been having that issue.
That is strange. Yeah. So that's on the app itself?
It's on the app itself, buddy, because I always go to open the app because the app is so well laid out. It's a breeze to go through, and I'm a typical Athletic customer. I'm the guy that people want. I'm following the Twitter advertising.
Sam's got to crack the code.
You got to crack the code, Sam.
That only happens to people who have multiple subscriptions.
I do. I have two. Sam, we're going to get to the finals. You are in Boston. Of course, we want to talk about Game 6 tonight. But I want to ask you real quick. Jonathan Givony, ESPN, wonderful, wonderful writer. And I say that only because I don't want this to appear like I'm crapping on him.
You have no idea who he is, though.
I don't. But he's amazing. He's a good guy. I like him. Yeah. The Kings... He reported, and this is making the rounds around here, quote, the Kings aren't Ivy's preferred destination. And then went on to say, in the event the Kings elect to hold on to this pick and prefer to avoid the drama associated with picking a player against his camp's will, the candidacy of Keegan Murray might be gaining steam with head coach Mike Brown. Owner Vivek Ranadive has also said to be a proponent of selecting him. This stuff drives me nuts, and I know everybody does it. First off, Keegan Murray might be gaining steam. He also might not. I don't know. The Kings aren't Ivy's preferred destination. How do we know that? Is that sources close to his camp? Ivy, this, that, whatever. Vivek Ranadive also said to be, who said it? And I get it's not going to be Billy in sales, but, for you, what is your threshold for a source? Is it front office guy? Is it player himself? Is it agent? Do you have levels of source where, and this is such a long question, typical me, where, oh my God, this person told me, and it's off the record, but this person told me, I'm tweeting it, I'm reporting it. Or, okay, this guy told me I need to get 2 or 3 more corroborations before I go with it. How do you do that?
Just whoever will answer my call. That's it. Whoever says hello to me in the hallway. Draft is tricky. So I actually, for 2 years at Sports Illustrated, the draft was my job. It was my focus. Where they said, hey, can you try to compete with Chad Ford, who at the time was ESPN's guy, and then Jonathan Givony, who you're mentioning, who is kind of the godfather of draft coverage from Draft Express and built his own site. So, I mean, on this, draft coverage is different, and I need to actually answer your question. Like, the camp stuff, it's a pretty safe assumption that you're talking agents at that point in terms of Ivy not wanting to be with the Kings. And then the team stuff, it gets trickier, especially, I guess I would say that's when I get more suspect of that intel than I do with the camp stuff. That's where he traffics. The team stuff, it's like I don't know who's talking to from the team. It might be third hand at that point. You know what I mean? And it might be the camp that doesn't want to be there speaking for another camp, if that makes sense. Yeah. And so I can't obviously speak to what his threshold is. But nobody, meaning the sources, not reporters, but nobody lies more than during draft time.
Yep.
And so that part was hard. Like one of my claims to fame that I was so proud of back then is I got it right. I forget what it was, that the Cavs were looking at Dion Waiters, much higher than people thought they would, and they ended up taking him. And I had gone with that, and it was correct. But you're always nervous because there's so much gamesmanship and power plays happening this time of year.
Yeah, and on that, Sam, like based draft, as you're saying there, but I don't know, free agency, coaching rumors, trades. How often do you feel your sources are telling you stuff because I'm not going to use the word use you, but you...
It's the right word.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes there's a plan that's crafted. Hey, let's tell Sam this because we want Sam to report it, and you're a respected reporter. But to move somebody, to move a needle, to move opinion, how often do you think that happens?
I mean, it does happen, but I would say the thing that somebody like Jonathan has going for him, and I would like to think I would if I was doing more draft stuff, is that the people you talk to, like, there is a long game. And so there is an idea that, when push comes to shove, if you know that, so-and-so lied to me time and again over the course of multiple drafts or whatever, like, it's going to upset you and you're going to stop talking to them. And so, that's the thing where, again, I can't speak for his information, but that is a consideration because I 100% have all kinds of people around the league who I just say hello to them. I see them and roll my eyes because I don't deal with them because they don't ever tell the truth.
Have you ever been confronted with a situation where a true blue source could be the guy's dad, his agent, coach, whatever, the guy himself? Probably not the guy himself, but one of those types of folks, a team source, is telling you something that is almost certainly garbage, that you know exactly what they're trying to do, but they're a legit source, they're telling you it, and you may choose not to report it because you feel like you're being used? Or do you have kind of is the onus on you that, yeah, I can't look at their motivations, this source told me I've got to say so?
Well, you have no obligation to say so.
Okay.
But the hard part is, I used to have to do mock drafts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're trying to get some intel and some clarity on all 30 teams. And so, admittedly, you might get a little looser within that because it's not quite the same as saying, the Kings are going to hire Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like trying to kind of let people know which way the wind is blowing. It's not a hard weather report, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, it's going to open itself to some looseness that will inspire radio hosts to destroy you, even though they say you're amazing.
Sam Amick with us from the Athletic. Sam, on to the finals. Dave and I have been talking. It's been fun. It's been entertaining, but amazing that we haven't had a game that's been single digits or a game that's come down to the last possession, a critical stop, a big basket. You think we get that tonight or even in the seventh game? How would you characterize how this series has gone?
Well, part of it is just, the 3-point shot, kind of inherently is a big reason why some of these games where the score isn't all that close did feel closer than they were. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that part's legit. In the last couple of games, the Warriors have, I think, kind of put on a masterclass of late execution, and the Celtics certainly have not with these terrible fourth quarters. Tonight is a fun one because you have a lot of people, we do our thing in the media where as we're traveling, what do you think is going to happen? And you're all talking to each other. And it's like people have a very hard time imagining the Celtics losing 3 in a row.
Yeah.
They hadn't lost 2 in a row. One time, excuse me, as I yawn through my own answer.
That's all right. It's on the radio.
Sam.
That's fine.
One time late in the regular season when they didn't play everybody, and before that, it's like mid-January. was the last time they lost 2 in a row. So they are resilient. That's the thing. That's the word everybody applies to them, and we'll see if that's the case tonight, because it did feel like, from a spirit standpoint, that the Warriors have gained quite an edge after Game 5.
If I'd have told you before Game 5 that Steph Curry and 3 other starters would go 0 of 19 from behind the arc, that the Celtics would outscore the Warriors 35-24 in the third quarter, and the Warriors overall would shoot 22% from behind the arc, would you have told me it would have been a Celtics blowout?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and I kind of wrote on the Warriors side that it was, a strength in numbers kind of revival with their group. That was their motto back in the Sean Livingston days. Zaza Pachulia, guys who are now literally working in their front office. And so now it's the Jordan Pooles and Clay finding his way, and Wiggins being fantastic. And, it's also, even though Steph struggled shooting-wise, set up by Steph, I think he has 8 assists, and the defensive attention they pay to him opens up everything they're doing. So they're in a very good spot. And this is why I love the back and forth, like I'm fine with the 2-2-1-1-1 format, because it's like, now, every momentum is on a razor's edge, and the Celtics should feel good being at home, and they will. And so if they go ahead and win this game, then it's game on, and we got, what we always say is the best thing in sports at Game 7.
Oh, we're completely out of time, so I basically got time for a yes or no, so Jay doesn't get mad at me. If the season ends tonight, if the Warriors win in Boston, assuming Steph Curry recovers from last game, 34 points or better, I don't want you to completely give it away, but I know you're an MVP voter. Will you be voting for Andre Iguodala?
No, I'm going to make up for the fact that LeBron didn't get it last time in 2015. I'm just going to put LeBron's name on the ballot.
Good call. No one sees it coming.
No one sees it coming at all. Always keeping them guessing. That's the Athletic Sam Amick. Go to theathletic.com, download the app, subscribe. It's less than one of them big cup of coffees at the big coffee place or whatever, and it's worth
Well
it
said.
too. Sam, appreciate you. Let me know how that technical support works out.
You got it. Thanks, boys.
Thank you. Take care. That is Sam Amick. We are way late for a break. We will do so, but we're only breaking for 60 seconds.